What's up, family? What's up? I apologize for the delay. We had a little bit of tech issues, but we're live now. Let me let the world know that we're here, right? Let me let them know that we're here. Give me 1 second, family. 1 second. Big facts, big facts. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get straight into it, family. I already know we're a little behind schedule, right? But for those of you who do not know me, right, my name is SevenFigureTrader, aka Seven, right? I've been investing in the foreign exchange market for the last 4 to 5 years. Currently, right, I partner with an organization called Real Rise Academy that provides education and mentorship to individuals to be able to start investing. Now, what we're going to be going over today as soon as we get it started here, what we're going to be going over today is just a few markups of my favorite pairs. All right, we're not going to be doing too much education. Right, if you want to learn more about how to trade, if you want to learn more about in depth about my way of trading, my style of trading, you guys do have to tune in, or excuse me, you guys do have to subscribe, right, to get a membership. To get a membership, you guys have to subscribe and become part of the mentorship program. But for today, we do these live sessions to make sure everyone's able to come and make some money. 1 second, I'm just trying to get the chat here. There we go. There we go. Oh, come on. Big facts, big facts. But let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to give a couple minutes for everyone to get on. As you guys can see, I already have NAS marked up, but we're going to go over yesterday what happened in the market. We're going to go over the BTC Ethereum signals that both went and hit TP2. There was a lot of chop in between. So I just want to go over that for you guys to show you guys like how to navigate the market in that situation. But we're getting started in a few minutes. We get started in a few minutes, right? You gotta get your energy high. High energy equals high profits, right? You gotta be confident going into the market. So we about to get into it. We about to get into it. A million times. King, don't sell your soul. There we go. Appreciate it, y'all. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Drop in the chats where you're tuning in from. Let me know what city's in the building, right? Let me know, right, if this is your first session, or if you're not new to this, you're used to this, right? And we're gonna go ahead and get started. Remember, we ain't do this to shine on nobody. We did this to take care of somebody. We know what we want. You know what you want. To accomplish something they said you can never accomplish. We want more out of this life. No longer will we listen to the doubters. No longer will we listen to the echoes of people who never believed in themselves. We're not going to chase the dollar. We're going to chase the purpose. We're going to remember why we started. You got to remember what you're thinking. It's what you will become. If all you think about is money, what do you believe you will become? If all you think about is yourself,
believe, you will become. If all you think is negativity, what is it that you believe you will become? Focus on the purpose. Focus on your why. And focus on the thing that you're willing to give your life for. Focus on the thing and the reason why you started it all. The dollar.
That petty. We don't touch those, baby. 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 Room service at Bellagio. Penthouse at Bellagio. Smoking dope at Bellagio.
Been through a lot of pain in my life, and I pray the Lord take it all away. I got family through my life, ain't never see the sunshine again, and pray it all away. We all diamond teeth when I blitz the game. I was being quiet, but got a lot to say. Unique chains on the freeway, on knee rings, cocaine ring. Made a statement, I was grinding on them, had an order up for a replay. Rolex, no diamonds in it. Switch moving, no time to tick it. Introverted, not trying to kick it. Private life, please mind your business. Introverted, these days. Introverted, these days. Plain Jane, not a chain lightning. 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 I ain't miss a beat. Praise to Allah, made it out the clink. Alhamdulillah, praise be to God. Big Buddha free, giving them a massage. Looking in the mirror, looking at a star. Chicken on her knees and look up at a star. Remember being broke, wishing on a star. Out the mud, no one giving us a star. White gold, Einstein, Audemars, foreign car, push button, auto star. Rest in relaxation, not involved. Rolls Royce, R&R. Wonder why these niggas hate me. Probably cause they know they ain't me. I ain't never been a gang member. Illinois label me a gang chief. Political still, judge lend a hand racist. I'm being sentenced, wrongful conviction. Both really lied to me. Gave him a quarter ticket, eating out of bill, laying in my cell, looking at the ceiling. I'm on a division, me and all the killers throwing shit and piss on all the staff members. Even got the warrant, that's why they had to shield with diamond teeth. When I blessed the game, I was being quiet, but got a lot to say. Unique change.
All right, cool, family, cool. I see y'all in the chats. We got Australia, we got Arizona, we got California in the crib. We got Paris, right? Shout out to Paris, right? We got AZ, we got Orlando, right? Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming in and rocking with your boy, right? We definitely gonna get it started. So yesterday, right? So we had NAS come out. We had a NAS set up. I don't have it on the screen anymore, but because it got invalidated. But we pretty much, NAS came down. I want to say it was on this candle. We entered, and then we hit 200 pips in profit. We moved to break even, and then after that, we just started the market move. There was a lot of consolidation yesterday in the market, and this was pretty much our box yesterday in the market right here. Just box it up to make it easier for everyone to see. So this is pretty much our box yesterday that we were trading in, and the market just kept staying like, we got a little bit, make it come down here. So right, so we had a little bit of a pullout, then it came right back into this box of consolidation, and then earlier this morning around like 6 a.m. I want to say around 9 a.m. we see a breakout of this box and start to kind of come up here to these upper ones and test some of these, but we seen it come right back down. So NAS has been doing a lot of consolidation, so we really want to be patient in the market. Yesterday, right, I use what's called a trailing stop loss. So on the trailing stop loss, it's going to move automatically. So as soon as we got 200 pips in profit, it automatically moves my stop loss to break even. I sent it out in the chat, but I know it was moving very quickly. If you guys are not in the chats, right, make sure you guys go ahead and get into my free chat, my free Telegram chat, which is down there in the description. It'll just keep you up to date. But if you're a part of my mentorship, if you're a part of my organization, then you guys get play-by-plays from me, right, in the chats, in our personal group chat, where we go over just exactly what I'm doing, giving you guys updates on the market. Yesterday, ETH, right, ETH this is how ETH played out for us. Let's go ahead and go back. So we had ETH come out. Let's see here. I know right here is where we got in on ETH. So we come and just look at ETH real quick because I want to make sure individuals know how to play this. So we came right here. Right, so I let people know in the chat, say guys, the trade has gone ahead and activated, right? This candle it activated, came up, we got some pullback. Now on the charts, on the signal I sent out, I told you guys a maximum of 500 pips for stop loss. So this was right here. So we wick stop loss right here, as you can see. But I want to go ahead and show you guys on the 1 hour, right? On the 1 hour, it did not close. So the instructions were, right, the trade invalidates on the 1 hour close. So on the 1 hour, we wicked this stop loss. So what does that mean? For me personally, you have two different options, right? If you're watching your account, then, right, because this was at 11 p.m. last night, 10 p.m. last night, 21, my bad, this is 9 p.m., sorry. But at 9 p.m. last night, right, it wicked the stop loss, but it didn't close. So for me, I still held it, right? I didn't close. I used what's called a mental stop loss. Now, I don't recommend this for anybody who may be new if you're still learning how to, navigate the markets, right? But I use what's called a mental stop loss, which means I'm getting an alert, right, when we come here, and then I'm waiting to see after the candle closes if I'm going to exit the trade. So again, I did not exit the trade. I held the trade because the next candle we came right back down, which was on the 1 hour candle. So this right here is the 1 hour candle, and we were below stop loss. But if you did get wicked out, then your instructions are to play the zone, right? So play the zone means that I'm going to be taking entries in here. So it wicked it, right? Let's say it took me out. I'm gonna go ahead and put another pending order, right, or another market execution, however you're running the trade. But for my team, right, for my mentees, you guys know I give you guys pending orders. So I'm gonna give another pending order right here, which means now I caught the second entry on the way back down. So now, right, we came here, it wicked, we were down 500 pips. So now, right, we're back in the trade now. Let's see how it turned out. So, right, some more consolidation and big drop. TP1 hit. So now I've recouped the pips I lost here. Cool. Now TP2 hit. Now I'm in profit. I've recouped plus the additional pips here. So right here now, even with the 500 pip loss, you would have been up. TP1 was 700 pips. TP2 was 1,300 pips. 1,300 minus 500 is going to give you 600 pips of profit, right? So you still would have made 600 pips even with the wick of stop loss. If you held the trade, right, where you did not close it, you didn't take a loss at all, and then you had all profits. But either way, right, the trade was successful, right, if you followed those instructions. So I just wanted to give you guys an example, right, of when you have to be patient with the market. BTC did something very similar. We entered the market right here. Let's go ahead and watch the playback. Let's see here. We entered the market right here. And this is all verifiable too, because you can go back and you can look at the signals in the chat, or excuse me, the trade ideas in the chat where what time I sent them. And then you'll see at the time I sent them lines up with these candles. Usually I mark them for you guys so then so I can always go back and back test. But right, we see here the same thing happen. Let's pause. We see that it came up here and it wicked the stop loss. If we go to the 1 hour, it did not close above stop loss, which means again I could have ran the same scenario where I put another pending order in or I held it, right? So then let's continue watching, see how it played out, right? Wick stop loss again. Now guys, understand that we don't have any control over the market. We can't control when the market goes down. We can't control where the market goes up. What we do is we're projecting where the market is going. But let's say, right, if I held it, even right here, right, I have not taken a loss. So, right, I have not taken a loss. If I wicked it, right, if I got took out and I put a pending order, I'm not even in the trade right here. So this doesn't matter. So this is how you limit your risk. Some people, they're going to this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to get wicked out and then now you come back down and then you're doing a market execution and you're getting in before entry and then now you just hit stop loss again. So now you're down 1,000 pips. You don't want to do that to yourself. This is how you play the market. Either I'm going to hold it or I'm going to enter the market again at entry to make sure, because entry is where, I'm saying, hey, the market should go down. But even right here, right, we had 200 pips in profit. The 200 pips in profit, again, The trailing stop loss moves this to break even. So when this came up here, I'm out of the market. I took no loss here. So then now it's going to come up, and what did I do? I have another pending order right here. It came break even, 200 pips in profit. You guys know that's my rule. That comes on all the trading signals, right? And I even send it in the chat, hey, BTC is 200 pips in profit. Let's go ahead and move it to break even, right? These are just my personal rules. I'm giving you guys a little bit of sauce for you guys who are not in my mentorship group, because I want to make sure that all my mentees understand this. So, right? So, but it broke even, came up here. I'm not in the trade no more. I have a pending order waiting. I have a pending order waiting for put me back in the market. So then now, boom, I'm back in the market. Boom, TP1. Keep going, keep going. A lot of consolidation, a lot of chop in the market yesterday, right? It wasn't as pretty as usually, but we still made good money. TP2 smacked, right? So TP1, TP2 smacked. TP2 on BTC was 1800. TP2 on NAS was 1300. So a total of 2200 pips caught yesterday. NAS we broke even. So everyone still should have been able to make a profit. It just did not play out as quickly or as pretty as we would like. But this is how you navigate a choppy market. And we're probably going to see a very choppy market just over the next couple days. Why? Because we had a lot of news. If you guys saw the news that I have pulled up, right? This is something you guys want to check on a daily basis. Forex Factory. I come here and we see we have a lot of red folders. Now, what you want to look for is the forecast. So forecast is their estimation. We already knew that everything was going to be negative, right? We already knew like retail, car sales, gas is up. All this kind of stuff is going to be negative, most likely lower than their prediction, because we're going into a recession. We're going into a bear market. Now, recession, bear market does not mean I should not be investing. That does not mean that there's no money to be made. You just have to understand that there's going to be a lot of downtrends. Now, even with all that negative news, this is how you understand manipulation of the market. We just seen we have all that negative news. People are not buying. The retailers are not, doing anything, blah, blah, blah. The next big news drop that's coming up is going to be at 2 o'clock, right? And at 2 o'clock, we're actually going to hear from the government on what they plan on doing with interest rates. We already know that interest rates right now are the highest that it's ever been, right? It's the highest that it's ever been. So at 2 o'clock up here, we're going to find out, what's actually going on, what policies are coming out, and this is going to affect the market. Now, I don't me personally, I see the US dollar, which is what we're looking at here, is the dollar index. This is the value of the US dollar. Right now it's going up. The US dollar is at an all-time high. It's worth the most that it's ever been. How? No idea. Inflation, actually. That's actually what it is. Inflation of the dollar has caused it, to be worth more, but also everything has skyrocketed in price. Rent, gas. Shout out to one of my traders, one of the homies who we were talking about, bear markets yesterday, and he said, you understand when a recession is coming because the first thing they do is they raise the gas prices. They raise gas prices, so then now it's harder for individuals to get to work. Then after that, they raise the rent prices, so then it's harder for individuals to afford to live in certain places. And pretty much what he was getting at is that they're eliminating the middle class, right? You guys are getting a whole lot of sauce today. Right, you guys are getting a whole lot of sauce. If you can't type in the chat, make sure you guys go and subscribe. Only subscribers can type in the chat. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Right, we do this. We're making sure we're putting people, not just people, but families, in a position to win. Because understand, like during the pandemic, I made the most money in my life. During the pandemic, I made the most money in my life. Now, if you look at history, I was a history major at Morehouse College here in Atlanta, Georgia. And one thing I noticed about history is every time we went into a recession, how did we come out? Think about it, right? The Great Depression, Black Tuesday. How did we come out of these recessions? How did our economy bounce back? War. That's when the U.S. makes the most money. That's when any country makes the most money, is during war. They're spending a lot more on manufacturing. They're doing a lot more things. They're sending money overseas. For whatever reason, I don't pretend to understand why war creates money for us, but it does, right? And that's just the fact that most times, not even most times, every time we've been in a recession, that we come out of the recession through war. War is what causes us to come out of the recession and be able to make more money and manufacture more items. Sorry, look, the chat's just tweaking right now. Got the mentorship. Facts, facts, facts. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. Bright, what's going on, dog? Yeah, so and again, usually family, our sessions are at 10 a.m. Eastern. I had a little bit of tech issues today, which is why we're doing it at 11. My apologies, but I want to make sure we still got on here and gave you guys the sauce. Plus, there was a lot of news earlier. You really don't want to trade in the news because you can't tell. There's no way for you to predict how people are going to react to the news because we just got all this negative news. And what did it do? It pushed the U.S. dollar up. Makes no sense, right? So you're better off waiting till after news to then see what's going on and then trading based off of that. So NAS right here is in a consolidation zone. So that means that I'm not going to trade it. Now, like there was some buys down here that you could have potentially took, but also this is why you don't want to take the buy. So right here, let's look at this. If you would have took the buy right here, right, we call this a decision zone. So this is why I have my sell entries right here because I see any time that we close below here, we go deeper, right? We close below here, we go deeper. We close below here, we go deeper. Came up here, rejected here, then we go deeper. So this is a decision zone. This was a high level of resistance, now support that you can see right here, which means now when we see resistance turn into support, this is telling us that, now we're looking forward to go to higher highs. So what I want to see is I want to see NAS come up here to this area of 11,525. Make sure you guys get your screenshots if you're not in the chat. We're still going to mess with these TPs a little bit here, but 11,525 is where I want to see NAS come here and break and then continue up here to retest some of these highs before coming back down. I believe that we're replaying this right here. We're coming back and we're kind of making what's called a teacup. Shout out to that boy Teacup Lou, right? But we're making kind of a teacup where you want to see it to come here. Now, I'm not saying it's going to come here and then it's going to sell off, but most likely it is, right? Just based off of technical analysis, but we don't go just off of that, right? We wait for the market to make a decision. So we'll come here, and that's why TP4 is up here. We'll come here, and then we're looking to see price make a decision. Are we going to continue up, or are we going to reject back down? Right, so that's what I see NAS doing as of today. So we're going to fix up some of these TPs, but I just wanted to go over a little bit of psychology in the market so you guys are aware of what's going on, and not just of what's going on, but why it's going on, right? So feel free to drop any questions in the chat. I'll make sure to do my best to answer them, but right, that's what's going on today, right? And this is why we're going to be very careful with the trades that we take today, right? We went 3 for 3 on Monday, right? Now yesterday we went 2, 1, and 0, right? Because I'll count ETH. I know a lot of people feel me got pulled out of ETH, but like I said, if you retook it, then you made profit. So we really had one break even on NAS, and then every other trade we've sent out this week is a win. So feel me, 5 wins, 1 break even, 0 losses, based off of the strategy that I'm teaching you guys, based off of the signals that I'm sending out to you guys. So that's why I want to make sure you guys are able to understand it and read the trades correctly. One sec, I keep losing the chat. There we go. Bring it back. I forgot how to make it bigger here. Let's see. Let me see. I'm trying to make the chat bigger so I can actually see it. It got part of it cut off for whatever reason. Okay, whatever. I'll pull it up on my phone in a second here. But we see a lot of consolidation going on, a lot of wicks. We don't want to be involved in that. Which is why we have our zone set up, 11,525 breakouts for the buy, and then 11,425 breakouts for the sale, right? So that's our zones. Right? TPs and stop losses most likely will be adjusted after the session, but you guys have the areas that I'm looking for buys and sales. But let's get back into it.
Wait on me. Yes, sir. I'm never standing out. I'm never standing out. Watch your mouth, no dissing me. You know we all saw it. You say I'm fake, that's your opinion, that's just y'all story. Just face the fact I was y'all blessing, but y'all ignored it. Your quest for fame had you distorted. Now they something sorry. I'm really at the streets about the people vouch, the jail about all the niggas in the feds about. We held it down while in the drought, none of my sales about. I'm standing out when it's beef, I'm never standing down. Next door to Jamalo.
My fault, family. I'm trying to pull up the chat here. Trying to pull it up on my phone.
Same down apartments, couldn't afford the rent. We moved with grandma more like an orphanage. The neighborhood ain't like I say, we came from New Orleans. Had some fights or slung some iron in Baton Rouge, you would call it. Lee Lucas doing like he left when I was
Never lost. Shout out, cool.
started narcotics center. I do for me, I feed myself for cool, not willing to help me. Breathing down, go to jail, so what the fuck could you tell me? Fully loaded Mac 11 when this pressure get applied. Got a brand new Glock 9 and I keep it by my side. Took the side of that little boy, done out of hatred, no question. Draw your sword, get back with brute force, no second guess. Watch your mouth, no dissing me. You know we all saw it. You say I'm fake, that's your opinion, that's just y'all story. Just face the fact I was y'all blessing, but y'all ignored it. Your quest for fame had you distorted. Now they something sorry. I'm really at the streets about the people vouch, the jail about all the niggas in the feds about. We held it down while in the drought, none of my sales about. I'm standing out when it's beef, I'm never standing down. Time to rate for everything he did for me, I was loyal. Got betrayed, it came with great disappointment. I thought we was under that law, but your nephew's an informant. Put the folks in my business, gotta set court appointments, gotta suit up with lawyers. Damn, this how we rockin'. They copyrighted my name and wanted $1 million. The label laughed in my face, I had to pay out my pocket. Young Money closed the door and ain't nobody want find me. Travis Newman, look out, we in the park and we grounded. If you want them wholesale, just pull up and we got it. Shout out to Miss County, my heart on Carolina. I put diamonds in the T.O.B. and all in the Bible. I ain't never change up, let's get that understood. I'm in that 70805, they don't show love in my hood. I ain't never change up, let's get that understood. I'm in that 70805, they don't show love in my hood. Watch your mouth, no dissing me. You know we all saw it. You say I'm fake, that's your opinion, that's just y'all story. Just face the fact I was y'all blessing, but y'all ignored it. Your quest for fame had you distorted. Now they something sorry. I'm really at the streets about the people vouch, the jail about all the niggas in the feds about. We held it down while in the drought, none of my sales about. I'm standing out when it's beef, I'm never standing down. Never change up, let's get that understood. I'm in that 70805, don't show love in my hood. Let's get that understood. I'm in that 70805, don't show love in my hood.
The people vouch. The people vouch. So look, what I'm looking at right here, right? So we see that there's a gap right here. Now that gap is just caused by the broker. If we go to a different one, let's see, right? If we go to a different broker, then we're not seeing that gap there. So I just want to explain that because I know a lot of times people don't know what that gap is, but that's just this specific broker. For whatever happened right here, their servers failed or Bitcoin price was moving too fast for them to track it. But you know, that's why there's a gap here. So a lot of the times you'll see gaps in the market. Like if we go to NAS 100, you'll see a gap usually after they close on Sunday. After they close on Friday and then open on Sunday. But, you know, this one doesn't even have a large gap. We may have to go to a regular currency pair or something like that. Let's see here. There's a small gaps here. But yeah, so that's usually what gaps are for the times where, you know, the market closed and then it reopened at a different price. Well, when you look, I ain't even looked at oil before, but look, here go another free markup. This right here was the rejection zone for oil. You seen oil come up here, respect this rejection zone. I be marking up chart, guys, and I'll be honest with you, I don't even trade this stuff. I just mark up sometimes because someone asks me to mark something up. But yeah, I think I probably marked this one up like 2 weeks ago. Let's see here. But all right, cool. Let's get back into it. I just want to explain what that gap meant. I'm gonna go back and fix NAS TPs. I'm just kind of getting my markups here for BTC, and then if we have time, I'm gonna still do NAS as well, and then answer any questions you guys may have.
outside doing the same thing. Got serious, then I changed lane. They knowing that we bust brains, but I'm wide outside of chains. Put my focus in the main business. Looking for a half a ticket pain. Trying to find something that fit the description of my pain. My name to some people ain't looked on. Go find you something to look on. Since y'all never been a pusher. Got the bag like a book hole. Nigga, you gon' make me mad and we gon' spin on. Did the dance inside the lamb and then he crashed and got a dent on. That's my little home. Remember posted at the store and have a cent on. One on the phone with the school every day, the same lint on. Needed help to stand up straight and then they bent on. Did it, bitch, you catch a fire and I wouldn't even piss on. I took the top off the motherfucking cool. They closed the door, but I still made it through. Lady, my shit, look how much I did grew. Overtime, but I'll make sure I don't lose. Right now with my partner, give a lot to my mom. Doing bad, but I know that's the last of me. Switch the model, I ain't hit the lotto for my bag diff. Skipping school with my dog, wasn't really trying to bag women. Fell in love once, but I said my grandma was different. I'm like, I'm a man, I ain't with the kid. That's me just think too much money separate the fight. 2012, I use a shoebox. I don't really like to talk, I ain't being rude, nah. 300,000 to be for fashion, and I still probably pass it up. I don't give no fuck as long as we gotta get on us. That's a new edition. She want me, she feel like my heart. Oh, why you on my heart? Lord. Take it slow, I bought on no coat. I took the top off the motherfucking cool. They closed the door, but I still made it through. Lady, my dick, look how much I did grow. Overtime, but I'll make sure I don't lose. Right now with my partner, give a lot to my mom. Doing bad, but I know that's the life for me to do.
One second, family. Oh. Shout out to my boy C Swag in the house, for me. Indiana in the building. My bad, bro. I ain't even see you. Feel me? But shout out to that boys in the Midwest, for real, for real. You write down all the high impact news. That's important. Feel me? Or like having yourself, a system. Yo, Bright, my boy Bright said he's undefeated. He's undefeated. He's never lost a trade. Feel me, with us. That's absolutely amazing, bro. Yeah, so like I said, you're seeing a lot of consolidation, a lot of chop right now. Heather, yeah, I'm not sure. You could try the YouTube app. Try the YouTube app, and then feel me. Try to load it up on there. If you're not getting a clear picture, if anyone else cannot see the numbers or a clear picture, right, let me know. Jim, again, I would say, for me, let me know in the chat, guys. Are you guys able to actually see the numbers, or are they blurry for everybody? Right? Let me know if they're blurry for everybody. If you can see the numbers, if you don't mind, go ahead and dropping them in the chat for, I guess, the individuals who can't see it. Let me see on my phone. Let me see if I can see it here on my phone. It is kind of difficult to see here. I can make them out, but I can't see how it can be difficult for some to see that. What I did was I paused the screen. I just took a screenshot and I was able to see them pretty clearly. So I would say try that out, guys.
I was tired of doing the same thing. Got serious, then I changed lanes. They knowing that we bust brains, but no outside of chains. Put my focus in the main business. Looking for a half a ticket paint. Trying to find something that fit the description of my pain. My name to some people ain't looked over. Go find you something to look over. Since y'all never been a pusher. Got the bad like a book hole. Nigga, you gon' make me mad and we gon' spin on. Did the dance inside the lamb and then he crashed and got a dent on. That's my little home. Remember posted at the store, ain't have a cent on. One uniform with the school every day, the same lint on. Needed help to stand up straight and then they bent on. Did it bitch and catch a fire and I wouldn't even piss on. I took the top off the motherfucking coat. They closed the door, but I still made it through. Lady, my dick, look how much I did grew. Overtime, but on that show, I don't lose. Right now with my partner, give a lot to my mom. Doing bad, but I know that's a lot for me to do. Switch the model, I ain't hit the lotto for my bag diff. Skipping school with my dog, wasn't really trying to bag one. Fell in love once, but I said my grandma was different. I'm like, I'm a man, I ain't with the kid. That's me just think too much money separate the paint. 2012, I use a shoebox. I don't really like to talk, I ain't being rude, nah. 300,000 to be for fashion, and I still probably pass it up. I don't give no fuck as long as we got a get on us. That's a new edition. She want me, she feel like my heart. Oh, why you on my heart? Lord? Take it slow, I ball on no coat. I took the top off the motherfucking coat. They closed the door, but I still made it through. Lady, my dick, look how much I did grew. Overtime, but on that show, I don't lose. Right now with my partner, give a lot to my mom. Doing bad, but I know that's a lot for me to do.
So what we can see here, right, on BTC, of course, we're in a downtrend, we're in a bear market. So, right, for us to take any buys, we really want to see it come. This is a trend line that's based off the 4 hour, right? So, when I'm looking, so when we break this 4 hour downtrend, that's really us breaking the downtrend on the daily. So, right, we will want to see, of course, it has to confirm on the same time frame. So you would need a 4 hour candle to close above here to confirm it, right? So I'm gonna come here and put an alert on the 4 hour, right, to let me know when that's broken, because that's confirmed that okay, we've now broke this downtrend. Price is looking to make a decision. So understand, right? We looked at the DXY, the US dollar. We know that news is coming out in regards to inflation and policy, which means that this most likely is going to drop, right? If we come here and we look at, excuse me, we come here and we look at the DXY and we just look for areas of resistance, right? We're looking for it to come up here and reject in this area right here, right? And what do we see? Look, I'm not basing it off this or anything. I'm just basing it off the high to the low, right? The high to the low. So we're looking for the US dollar to come here and reject, right? Come into this zone and reject. If it comes here and it breaks this zone, then this is breaking resistance, and we're going to see this thing just, just shoot up here, right? We'll just see it come up here and, right, to see it just kind of come up here and just take off, right? Which would be crazy because we're in a recession, right? So, right, most times you don't see the US dollar go and take off in value. But understand when you're trading stuff, right? We're trading Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin USD, which means it's the price of Bitcoin versus the US dollar. If the US dollar is going up in value, Bitcoin is going to go down. If the US dollar is going down in value, Bitcoin is then going to go up. And you can see, if you go back here, let's look at, the daily chart here. So we see here Bitcoin started to tumble June 7th. If we go look here on the charts, let's find June 7th. So June 7th, that's May, my bad. Still in May, there we go, June. If we look at June 7th, what did the US dollar do? It took off. Let me go ahead and zoom in. I know it's probably really hard to see. Right, June 7th, we see the US dollar take up in value. This is at the same time that we see Bitcoin going down in value. June 7th, right? And then every day afterwards. So understand that there's a correlation between the two. I'm not saying that you can just trade Bitcoin based off of the dollar index, but it's definitely a good indicator and letting you know what's going on. So right now we see Bitcoin coming up in price, looking to break this downtrend. We know that the US dollar is at an area of resistance, and we know that we're having a recession, and we understand that there's information coming out on the recession at 2. So again, family, don't try to predict or try to, pretend to understand like, oh yeah, right, I'm in a recession. I watched Bloomberg, and Bloomberg said, the dollar is about to go down in value, so I'm going to just start buying Bitcoin. Doesn't work like that. Honestly, most of the stuff that you hear in the news is called FUD, right? Fake, I'm sorry, I cannot remember what FUD actually stands for. We could Google it really quickly, but FUD is basically the understanding that this is going to be fake information used to manipulate the market, right? It's used to manipulate the market. Right now, what did they show us all week in the news about crypto? Coinbase laid off 12% of their staff. Bitcoin at the lowest been since December of 2020. They're giving you all negative news to then get people to then push the market down. They want people to be selling Bitcoin. They want people to be afraid. They scared. They want you to be afraid in the market. They want to control your emotions. As much technical analysis as we do here, understand that the market is 90% emotion. 90% emotion. Especially the retail traders in the market. And understand as well, if we come here, and I've been showing you guys this Bitcoin chart, right? You can go back all the way to my first videos. And I showed you guys, hey, I see Bitcoin coming down into this area right here before making a decision. This is what's called an institutional level between 17,600 and 11,400. This is an institutional level. This is where people like MicroStrategy, who owns over 100,000 Bitcoin. I bet you guys didn't even know that there's a public company out here that has over 100,000 Bitcoin. Now, you have to understand that this is a financial company. Do you think that if they would have so much Bitcoin, they haven't sold any of it, would they have so much Bitcoin if they didn't think that Bitcoin was going to the moon? Understand that cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is a commodity, and this is the first commodity that the public had access to the same times as banks and institutions. That's why we've seen so many millionaires being created through the cryptocurrency space. And guess what? Old money does not like that. Big money does not like that. They want to control commodities. They want to be able to control gold, diamonds, oil, everything that you can think of that's a commodity is controlled by by governments, by the banks, by old money. So this crypto space, they don't like it. They like it in the sense of they see the utility and they see where it can go and the case, but they don't like it because they have too many people like me who come into the country club. And I'm not coming to the country club to fit in. I'm coming to the country club to disrupt the current culture. So they don't like that. So you have to remember and understand and train your brain to understand this space and where we are in life. So then you can be a part of history that's being made. History right now is being written in the crypto space. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to go off on a tangent for you guys, but I need you guys to understand the importance of where you are. You're in the correct spot. You're in the correct place. You're getting information. The first step to success, the first step to wealth, right? The first step to changing your situation is seeking information. So you're seeking the correct information. Now it's just about actually investing in learning it, putting the time forth, right? Putting the money forth to learn it. You can't sit on the sidelines and think that this is going to be the difference maker for you. You can't think that you're going to come in and that you can play with this and still benefit off of it like many others like others are benefiting from it, right? You have to really get 10 toes deep in this space. I have conversations with for me, my mentors, individuals who have more success than me, and this is all we're talking about. The recession's coming back up, right? This is where millionaires are made: during war, during pandemics, during recessions. These are the times where you want to make the moves to put yourself, because we already understand that the market is a cycle, right? We're not going to be in a recession forever, which means the people who are collecting assets, who are positioning themselves during the recession, when everything starts to go back up in value, where do you think you're going to be? Because understand, they're eliminating the middle class. They're eliminating the middle class. So it's either you're going to choose to be part of, and I don't even like to say low class, right? The lower class, but you're going to be a part of those individuals who are struggling to afford gasoline and basic needs. Or you're going to be a part of the individuals who don't pay attention to gas prices, who those things don't matter to. So, right, and I'm just giving you guys the facts. This isn't my opinion. This is what we're seeing happen on a daily basis, right? A daily basis. Right now we have, a chicken shortage. There is what is it? The baby formula shortage, right? There's a lot of things. There's a rent hike, right? Gas hike. So if we're not getting raises at our jobs, but everything is going up in price, how are we going to be able to maintain that? Banks right now, a savings account or money market account, which is a savings account, but it's based off of the stock market. Those are paying out less than 1% right now. So your money's sitting in the bank. You're not beating inflation. So what are you going to if we just stay mundane and just go work our 9 to 5s, where are we going to end up in that spectrum, right? You have to ask yourself that. Let's see here. You can see him cool, blurry on my YouTube. It may be your connection, Mr. Jim. All right, I would say, try to pause the video. These videos are up on YouTube afterwards. So I would say try to pause them, maybe get on a computer or something else like that. And then, try to write them down or take a screenshot. I can go over, before we hop off the session, I'll give you guys out the TPs that we have here on screen. So you just have to write them down. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Appreciate you, Bright. Look, this is my man's Bright, first day in the mentorship. His first day in the mentorship, and he's already presenting value. I'm not gonna lie, that's the type of thing that stands out to individuals, right? But cool, right? I'm off my soapbox, family. We're gonna get back into it. I'm about to go ahead and mark up ETH. Let's see, what time is it, right? It's 11:53. We got about 10 minutes to mark up ETH, and then, I'll stick around for an extra 5 to answer any questions. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. I'm never standing out. I'm never standing out.
Hey, so got the dope in the beating. Fat. Yeah. Hey, I'm in the great Dodge Mag with the sunroof, slapping the skate. Who can I run to? I'm spreading love. I got a gun too. It's no escape. Who can you run to? I'm in the east of the beat playing frisbee. A rare sight, I'm in California grizzly. Bitch, I yell that stop soon as I can't stop. We from the bottom, we at the top. Used to get dropped off, now I'm in the drop. Still getting topped off, now I'm at the top. Came out the mud, they thought it was a rock. Dust me off, bitch I'm shining. Tony Hawk, bitch I'm grinding. Bad transmission, bitch I'm grinding. Underbite, bitch I'm grinding. Need new brakes, why? Bitch I'm grinding. Hop out my bed, go brush my teeth. Make me some tea, roll up some trees. Hop on my bike, my round of V. They say my name, I go vacate. Back to the crib, hop in the bag. Coconut oil, powder my ass. Time to create, hop in the lab. Toast in the wild, go get that bag. Go get that bag, go get that bag. It's groceries outside, go get that bag. Is that DoorDash? Go get that bag. Rip off your ass, go get that bag. Go get that bag. Wow. Hey, yeah, nigga, go get that bag. Hey.
Let me spread love with this Mac. Nigga, you just gotta tell I got the city on my back. I might be in it for the chicken, but Big Nuffy beat the cat. I dropped out of school, I would've went with I hopped out my feelings and jumped in my bag. I opened up my car door and then I did the dash. Then me mobbing in a straight thing, driving like I'm mad. Let's talk about that Neff nigga, he is super dad. I'm just trying to keep the peace, but still I got a piece in my jeans. I work out with the blood, that's why I got all this lean. I kick down doors and bum brushed it with the team. There's diamonds in my mouth, I might brush with Mr. Clean. The Russell got on cracks like all easy phone numbers. About to elevate my friends, only talk to homeowners. Your baby got the head, but she got a dome on her. She was thick with the coat, left skin and bones on her. I'm up the block, early morning with the bar. You know they say that early birds get the worm. Big Tang, I'm in her head like the perm. I got fuck nigga tendencies, don't get close to me. I hopped in my bag, bitch, I feel like groceries. Lefty on the shit, big boy toiletry. Every bar I spit, real dope, cut the key. So I can keep going if you want me to. I hop in my bag like a homeless dude. Her baby daddy can't dance, he got bold and smooth. I'm a rock star in a jazz band, I can show you blues. Right. Jumped in my whip, then I did the dash. That was it. Alright, it's all good.
Give me 1 second, family. 1 second.
Ain't been acting like my body's a temple to keep it sacred. My glimmers are filthy critical. Sleep naked with the window open whenever the water drops. Drizzle marinating in the middle as the chaos triples. Whistling teapot, steam circling, running slow. Mocking my version of this whirly bird vertigo. Guttural melancholy grumble, leaves falling like a kamikaze tumble. I follow him on his double, toil and trouble, soil and rubble. Spot the homie Roy G. Biv, waving out the oil puddle. At noon today, the moon was still up on the fender. My last night was in the pile of dust and embers. Come November, tell my girlie to remember what we lost was just forever, but nothing better. Fuck it, whatever. In the city, lights and walking fenders. I still wonder what's the measure between junk and treasure. In the think I sing just one too many yesterdays, yesterdays, yesterdays. In the think I sing just one too many yesterdays, yesterdays, yesterdays. In the think I sing just one too many yesterdays, yesterdays.
Alright, we back.
One too many yesterdays, yesterdays, yesterdays.
I'll go back in Nas in a minute. I gotta mark up East first.
Grab the medicine bottle where the green is not fresh. Had that blackout slumber where I dream a lot less. Room to the stairwell to clean the couch.
I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you loving on me. I don't wanna die for them to miss me. Yes, I see the things that love my bed and my mom, I'm sorry. 50 dub, I even got it tatted on me. 81, they'll bring the crashes to the party. And you know me, turn the '02 into the '03, dog. Without 40 Ollie, there be no me. Imagine if I never met the broskies. God's plan, God's plan. I can't do this on my own, hey. Some more watching this shit close, yep, close. I've been me since Scarlet Road, hey, Mike.
So right here, this was actually my buy zone, right? So this is the zone I'm looking for ETH to come in and buy, right? So this actually, you know, kind of put it in. So this is the large zone right here, right? This is the large institutional zone. So anywhere between price now and 600 ETH is an institutional zone. But within that institutional zone, we have a smaller zone here for this buy area, right? And then we see right here, here's the downtrend. Here's the downtrend for this one, and this is actually a weekly, the uptrend line. So this is actually a weekly uptrend. So we can see here the ETH has respected this on the weekly. So, in order for basically this area right here, it's a very pivotal area is my point. Because if we break here, if we close below this uptrend on the weekly, then right, we've officially broken the uptrend and we can see a deeper dive, right? But there's going to be a lot of buyers here on ETH, right? Because understand that a lot of people got BTC, as many people have ETH, and ETH has a bigger utility. So you're going to see a lot of buyers come in right here on ETH, right? Because you got the uptrend that needs to be respected on the weekly. You got institutional level on top of an institutional level. So this is a very pivotal zone for ETH. And again, right, if you guys go back, I've had this marked up for weeks. So this just shows you, right, like, you know, this isn't guessing. I'm not guessing or anything. I'm looking for areas in the market where price has to make a reaction, and then based off of that reaction, I'm trading. I'm not predicting the market. I'm not going off of news or anything like that, right? So I'm not using indicators, right? I have a bunch of indicators on here, you know, all this stuff. You guys don't see me using any of that. And people say, well, how, you know, this, that, and the third. So understand, anything you see that goes on in the news is just a catalyst, meaning this was there in order to make price do what it was already going to do. What price is going to do is already preset. So I just wanted to show you guys that. So you guys can get, you know, the big picture spectrum of what Ethereum is doing, as well as how, in the things that you learn here in the mentorship, how these would apply for you to be able to look at the market in a wide view spectrum. So cool. We back into it though. Boy, I be just needing it. I gotta have the right song. It's like having a theme song, you feel me?
Went from a rise to AP. They said I skipped a template. I got on Cuban shortcuts. It's like diamonds what I need to breathe. Interrogated, I don't know nothing. My charges are controlled substance. Put up hell, can I still be trying to talk to God? I run with aliens, can't wait to buy more to Mars. I'm 15,000, dog. I'm looking like I'm swiping cards. Lambo, 10, Rolls Royce, red, backpack, Fendi, 100,000 in it. I'm hurt, but winning. Yeah, I'm hurt, but winning. When she get high like Kendall, she just blow me and I put her out. In the hills, reminiscing about this shit I can't forget about. Had to find my way in, a nigga ride Louis Vuitton. A nigga go through a lot, I'm still surprised that we holding on. Load up them Glocks and we go hard for them niggas. Now his shirt look like ketchup. Go down, you tryna check us. Walking with my chest up, yeah. Right through my hood, I made it out at first. I see the J's through my lens, it hurt. Me and L, we was just like Wayne and Turk. Like me and L, just like Wayne and Turk.
I'm drowning. RJ, but I call him Wayne cause he's a shotter. Pick up the ladder, put it in the gun, make the nine stretch. Niggas with attitude, but we come straight out of Highbridge. I'm gon' make her panties wet when she see the way y'all flex. I'm gon' win a Grammy, move my family out the projects. We went from chillin' in the projects to making projects. We was trying to get to the top and they tried to stop us. I talk for myself, bitch, I don't need no fucking voucher. She looked at my wrist and she looked at 100,000. Wrist so icy, wonder why she like me, bitch, I'm drowning in water. I just bought a cube and dipped it in a fountain. Everywhere that I go, it's a light show, I'm surrounded. Bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bitch, I'm drowning. I just bought a Cuban ring and dipped it in a fountain. Chain so heavy, I feel like I'm holding up a mountain. Everywhere that I go, it's a light show, I'm surrounded. Bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bitch, I'm drowning.
Just bought a brand new chain from Amiani. Nigga with attitude, but ain't no gun. Look who that bitch.
Alright, cool. Let me go ahead. So, right, we're going to go over these real quick, family. I'm only going to do it one time, so make sure you're paying attention. So, our entry for NAS is going to be a breaking close of 11,525. Our TP1 is 11,580. Our TP2 is 11,640. Our TP3 is 11,700. TP4 11,800. Cool. Stop loss is 11,475 or 500 pips. Cool. BTC entry is breaking close of 21,800. TP1. This is for the buy. Breaking close of 21,800. 21,800 is our entry. 22,600 is TP. 22,600. 23,800 is TP2. 23,800. 23,500 is TP3. 23,500. 28,600 is TP4. 28,600. Stop loss is going to be 500 pips. Our sell entry is 2,800. I'm not going to go over those TPs just because it's most likely going to buy. But if we get the sell, then, the mentees, you guys will get those setups. TP, right? Entry for ETH is going to be for the buy 1160. Stop loss is 1130. TP1 is 1215. TP2 is 1280. TP3 is 1340. TP4 is 1430, family. So cool. If there's any questions, let me check. Right, Jocelyn, I just went over NAS. I hope you caught that. Again, I appreciate everyone for hopping on this session. We're about 10 minutes over, so, right, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on in case something happens and, the market is moving. And, I may come and do an emergency session. Otherwise, my mentees, you guys know, I'm going to drop the setups in the chat. I'm going to drop, when they activate, all that kind of stuff. Just make sure you stay tuned into the Telegram, right? We're going to get this money. Greatly appreciate everyone for hopping on this session. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right? Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Follow me on social media links. We also do giveaways, right? The giveaway entries are by taking a screen recording or a picture, preferably a screen recording because I don't want to get caught with my mouth open, nothing like that. But, right, take a screen recording. Post if you make some profits or post just showing you run the setup. Tag me on any of the social medias down below. That will get you an entry into our next giveaway. We'll probably be doing that giveaway sometime next Friday, right? But more information coming on that on my Instagram and in my mentorship chat. Make sure you guys stay tuned into that. We out.